If you've been watching for a while, you know that I am a visual person. I'm very excited to have an idea in my head and watch it go from conception to reality. One of the first things I had my sights set on was starting my own business. I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted it to look, but I knew I wanted to organize for people. I sketched out a very vague logo, and I had a very talented cousin who drew out a logo. But as cute as it was too much detail to shrink down into a little tiny logo for business cards and marketing. But that concept took me to Call Clutter Fairy. And I was so excited to run with this. Unfortunately, if you've watched old videos, you know that there was another clutter fairy, and even though I set up everything legally within the state of California, they had the rights to it, which is what led to the change to the Crafty Organizer. The next goal that I had after setting up my company and starting YouTube was to obtain my silver play button. And I was over the moon when I finally got that at the end of 2020. But right around that time, and I don't have the exact first time that I spoke of it, I tried going through all 400 videos, but just couldn't find it, was when I set my sights on this goal.
Trying to get that mindset of living in a smaller space because I am hoping that I'll get to live at least part-time in an RV so that while I'm on the road I can still be creative and have a workspace to still put together videos for when I'm doing those organizing jobs on the road with you.
Come on, Isla. She gets to come with us. Our trees. Come on, puppy. Come on. You gonna come with us? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. So coming around here. There she is. Oh my gosh. So it has a slide out. Forgive me for being wobbly as we're walking. We have to get something to level it because right now it's on a little bit of a hill. But let's go in. Go ahead, Isma. Good girl. Go on up. She's been in here a couple of times already. Oh. Okay, so it's nice and bright. With the slide out, it's pretty big. When the slide out is not out, it comes into right about there. So you could still walk around on the inside. You just have this little narrow path, but it's definitely bigger and brighter in here. But the reason I liked this so much is even if the slide out isn't being used, everything is absolutely functional. This little thing turns into a bed, and this pulls out to be a double-sized bed too. And then of course there's I think it's a full size back there. There's storage underneath, storage on the sides. There's also drawers that go underneath as well, and cabinets galore. There's 3 of these wardrobe size cabinets, which I don't know what I want to do yet. Stay here, baby girl. But this is it, you guys. I'm so very excited. This honestly felt like a dream when I first started talking about it. I was excited about it. I did a lot of research. I knew initially that I wanted something that I could drive, because as a single female driving around with just an animal, I was afraid of, if anything ever happened, not being able to get into my vehicle and safely get away. Since my lifestyle has changed with the blessing of my husband, I can do something different now. So we can pull this behind us and go on different adventures. I can come out and notify when I'm coming to a certain state or coming to your area and find out who would like to have some organizing done, and then have our own space, get to see the local sites, still help organize for you guys. And yeah, the price of this was so good. The asking price we offered just a little bit lower, and they took it. It's a 20-year-old trailer, but because it doesn't have the motorized vehicle to it, it's in great shape. It really is. There's no leaks. There's no soft spots. The carpet is still in good shape. Even the linoleum is in good shape. I'm going to clean it up. I actually like the light color of pine. The wood doors, I just learned this recently. When you use varathane, that will turn yellow. So the doors are yellowed compared to the veneer. So I'm thinking I might sand them and put the crystal coat on it to bring them to the same color as the light pine. Or I just might get nutty and paint everything white. What do you guys think? But cute little kitchenette area. And then, of course, there's the little refrigerator, and it has a freezer, which is great. There used to be a little tiny TV in here. I definitely think I'm going to rip out this area because there's just so much other storage, and I feel like if this were gone, it would feel a little bit more open. Maybe I could just have a little ledge shelf up there, but I don't know. I want to go on a couple of adventures with it before I start making changes. But because of this big area here, having so much storage, this, I'm guessing, would be their little pantry. Ugh. So I'm going to get some shelves in there, probably some little pullouts. But there's 3 of those. That's a lot of space for food. There's this big storage cabinet, which only one shelf is usable because there's components down here for the other. But that's a very large storage space, and I can put some bins in there that slide out. And then we have more storage up here. Oh, welcome to our camper. And then there's a little frame. Oh my gosh. I'll have to let the people that we bought it from know that that's in there in case they want it back. And then they gave us all the paperwork. But this little area is probably where we would have a little TV. I can have my keyboard set up here if I wanted to do some work, because there's plenty of room over there to have our coffee pot and a little air fryer. I doubt that we'll even ever use this because we exclusively use the air fryer at home right now. So that's probably what we'll do, is pre-cook everything and then have it in the refrigerator, and then we can just heat things up either in the air fryer or the microwave. But I'm excited, so excited. I truly love how light and bright it is in here. So let me know your thoughts. I'm very conflicted about what to do. I want to start changing it right away. But then the other side of me says, live in it for a little while. See what you like, see what you don't like, what works for you, what doesn't, and then you could start making changes. But for me, walking in instantly, all of the valances and the fabric trims just feel, I guess, a little dated. So I'm probably just going to take the fabric valances down, because they all have blinds that pull down, so we would have an ability to have privacy. And I think I'm going to take all of these covers off and actually just dye them, because I hate sewing. I can, but I hate sewing, which is why my breakfast kitchen nook looks the way it did. If I dye these a dark gray or black, they'll still have the pattern, but it won't be the green and cream colors that just feel a little bit dated to me. And then Mary from White Cottage painted her vinyl in her bathroom, and it actually held up great. So I think I might try that here with a gray pattern. I'm not sure, but like I said, I keep wanting to come in and immediately start change it, but I think I should probably wait and live in it. Oh, I didn't show you. It has this cute little bathroom too. So every little area has a skylight and a vent, which I like. It has, I wouldn't say it's a bathtub, but it does have a little recessed area, which I really like because most RVs just have this little crazy lip in them at the bottom. And what happens is the water always ends up seeping out, and therefore you have a lot of water damage. This has no water damage. We went up on the roof, we climbed underneath, we opened up and went into the back corner of every little nook and cranny of this. And for a 20-year-old trailer, this thing is truly immaculate. The couple that we bought it from had only had it for about 6 months. They bought it from a previous couple who had been using it the entire time. They were retired, and they decided that this was actually too big for them. But the couple we bought it from have 3 dogs, and they were finding this a little bit too small, so they were hoping to find something bigger. For us, it's just Yzma, Jay, and myself, and this is, I think, plenty big.
I hope you are as excited about this as I am, because it means I'll finally have the opportunity to go back out and start organizing again. Now, organizing for me going forward is going to look different because I don't have a crew to work with me anymore. So that means the jobs that I take will need to be manageable. It doesn't mean I'll get to do whole houses anymore or big garages or entire attics, but it does mean that I can work with you on manageable spaces like a craft room, a kitchen, an office, a bedroom. So I will start looking at the projects that I can do, and I'm aiming for October, and here's why. I need to get familiar with towing this thing. We picked it up in Indiana, and the first drive home, which was only 20 some odd miles, the trailer was doing this, and on a couple of instances, we thought it was going to flip and take us with it. We have since put on a stabilizing bar, and that made a huge difference. We feel much safer pulling it now, but we need to take it on a couple of trips, get familiar with how to set it up to sleep in it overnight before I extend an offer out to you. But once I do, I'm going to start locally. So again, in October-ish is when I'm going to look. So if you're in the immediate area and you have an area you've been struggling with, you can send me an email of your space if you'd like to be considered at Noreen@crafty-organizer.com. But I won't be picking anything or going out until I'm guessing October-ish. This is going to be something I'll get to do a few times each year. I'm guessing 1 or 2 times per season for the good weather months. But this gives me a chance to go out and start meeting you guys again. And speaking of meeting someone, I've gotten to meet more people that are followers of the channel since I've moved to Kentucky, which is crazy because the demographic when it shows you where your viewers are from was mostly California. So maybe the Californians were shy, but if you ever see me out and about, don't be shy to come up and say, hey, I know you because I got to meet Lori, and it was such a treat to get to speak with and interact with her and take a picture. So don't be shy if you see me out there. I love chatting with you guys online, and I would love even more to finally start putting faces with the people I've been speaking with. So don't be shy if you see me out there. Anyway, I hope you are as excited about this as I am. First of all, because it was just a giant goal that you were a part of each time you interacted with my video, or if you were a patron, and I know many of you were patrons for a very long time, you assisted in achieving this goal. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I hope I get to pay back many of you by coming and organizing with you for a day or two in the future. So until next week, which is going to be the bathroom makeover, thank you so much, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.